We need to make this spigot fit this barrel. Now I ordered this little fella off the Amazon. It had like 4.8 stars review. It's made out of pure Chinesium. It's pretty crappy. How much was it? $15.63. That includes my $1.36 promotional certificate. Wow. But you can tell it's cheap. I mean, you know, when the outside nut fits like that, it's got some play in it. Anyhow, but yeah, you can just tell it's pretty crappy. But it should serve its purpose, so we're gonna keep using it. That's why we're not getting a new one. We have this bung that's gonna go inside the drum from the inside out like this. Drum's gonna go between those two washers. We're gonna put on the very, very loose fitting nut. We're gonna snug that up. And then this little screen here goes on the inside, keeps the critters from coming down through there, or big chunks anyways. And then our spigot, we will, once this is installed in the drum, we will screw this little guy on, which oddly enough is not pipe thread. I don't know. We're gonna have to use Teflon tape, and boy, they send a lot of it. So I'm assuming we're gonna have to goop that up. And then it comes with this little spout here that you can put on there. Okay, and there it is. So you can see the thread tolerance on that baby's pretty good too. And then you can feel that the ball valve is pretty crappy. So anyhow, at least we know it's crap, but if it works and it shuts off the water, hallelujah. My intention is to have it, the barrel, as the barrel comes down towards the bottom, it has a bit of a taper as it comes in. So we gotta go up just a little bit, which kind of puts you off the bottom of the barrel. You know, it'd be nice having it at the absolute bottom. I seen some pictures of guys that had them online that they had them up quite a ways, and I'm like, well, that seems kind of wasteful, but I understand that to put a hose on here, you would need it up higher if you didn't have it hanging off the edge of something. I'm gonna elect to go down a little bit lower and have it sideways, so our on-off valve is like that, and then just hook your hose on it to the side. So that's the plan. Let me get a hose saw, a hole saw that is this size here, which I think it said it was 1.25 inches, and then we're just gonna punch a hole in it. And I'm going to do it so there's a seam right here on the side of the drum that lines up perfectly with the big bung hole, that one up top where you fill it, because I think that will be easier when we're trying to fish this baby down through. I think you should use a piece of string. We don't have any here, but we've got some welding wire, so we're gonna use that to fish it through. But just kind of you know, think about that. I suppose you can have it wherever you want, but I think this might make it a little bit easier. So let me see what size hole saw we will need, and then we're just gonna punch a hole. It's this size right here, which says, I can't read it anymore, but I think it says 1 inch. And that seems to be pretty close. It might be slightly under, but usually this hole saw kind of chowders up the hole a little bit bigger. So we're gonna pick a good spot, make sure it's the right spot, not a bad spot. We're gonna try to stay a little bit low, just up above that seam. And if we screw up, well, we just got a bucket with a hole in it, or a barrel. How thick is this barrel? It must be really thick. Well, my bit sucks. Oh, we was almost there. She's pretty thick. She's a girthy barrel. Got good girth. Oh, we're gonna have to run a file in there a little bit. Kind of clean her up. It's really close, but you don't want to be, being that this is gonna have to come through from the inside out, we don't want to fiddle with it. So let's clean that up a little. Start beatboxing. Oh, baby. She's nice. This is for non-drinkable water that we're, a little project. I'll bring you guys along when we do it, but we need some water on the project. So let's get this fish down from the inside out. I did bring out some welding wire for us to use. So I've just got a piece of wire, just some welding wire. And we're gonna stick a nut on there, just for some weight. I was gonna stick a wrench on there, then I saw this little nut sitting on my toolbox, and you know what, we'll just use that. Hopefully it's heavy enough. I would advise using a piece of string, but we just gotta fish it down there. We'll reach in with a magnet, pull it through, and we'll slip this little guy right down the string. It falls well enough, so I'm gonna stick this in the hole at the top, in the big bug hole. Oh, I hear it dancing in there. Let me go get a magnet. See if we can find it without a light. We're just gonna, where's that little fella? Thought I heard it dancing around, didn't we? I hear it. Oh, got him. Got it, just like that. And then on the other end of the wire, so we'll pull this little guy through. So this is the other end, this is going up on the top. What's up, Miss Bill?
There you go.
Okie doke, let me come smooch on you a little bit. Make sure it's going the right way. Make sure you got your washer on there. And the other thing you should do is have this filter on there, which that's gonna pose a bit of a problem. We'll just come through the filter. We'll go like that. Can't do that, because then we'd have to slip it all the way. Well, I don't know, we'll try it. We'll tighten our filter up on there. See, just plastic, so we'll finger tighten that. Maybe the welding wire, we're gonna come in more clutch than we thought. Let's just see. We gotta jerk it up and down there. Oh, look at that, I think she came. Oh, we're going all the way. What in the world? We got a twist in it. Come on, baby. What an idiot. Wait, hey, let's follow this guy's directions. Ding down. Round two. I just need to get my finger jammed in there a little bit better. Come on, little fella. There we go. Now we've got the washer on the right side of it. All right. Okay. Yeah. I guess we can just pull our wire through. All right. Welding wire is what you want to use. Stick this little guy on there. Stick this little guy on there. Now, we don't want to tighten this up all the way just yet. We'll snug her up a little bit, because being that this isn't pipe thread, we need to be able to rotate this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Because that's gonna snug up wherever. Okay? So we're gonna get a pair of pliers, and we're gonna snug the washer up a little bit, but we're gonna make it so we can still rotate it. Oh, there it is, okay. I snugged that little guy up with pliers. We've got the Teflon tape. I wrap it in the same direction that I turn the thread so it doesn't unravel itself. But I have learned this from being on YouTube and making YouTube videos for about 12 years now. People are sensitive and they get super triggered. And I like to find the things that trigger people so I can do them more. And I've recently discovered that putting on Teflon tape is a big trigger for people. You can tell the quality by how the little sheath fits it. The guy made that nut. But yeah, people, you go on and watch any plumbing video, and if that guy gets out Teflon tape, I don't care if he's a 50-year veteran plumber, best of the best, he does it wrong every single time. This is not gonna seal. Oh boy. Well, let's get this where we need it. Let me get another pair of pliers here. Stand by. I'm not a plumber, but I would assume that this spigot would typically be pipe thread, would be my assumption. So we're gonna tighten that up, because as we tighten that, it loosens this. Now watch this. This is gonna drive people nuts, because I'm gonna grab onto these threads just a little bit, just to give this a snuggy dugga. That's not really a snuggy dugga, because we're not using electric impact, but you get my drift. We're gonna leave this sideways, and now We're gonna go full beans on the rubber washer. But we don't know how tight to tighten that because, well, we probably went a little too tight because now we smushed out the washer a little bit. We probably should have put some, silicone lube on that. These are real life problems, folks. Real problems in real life. We got some spray here. Here we go. I don't have any silicone. We'll put a little silicone lube so that spins past it. Silglide, not a sponsor. And it's not to be used in place of Astroglide, if you know what I mean. We're gonna put this back here. We're gonna lube up the face of this so our washer doesn't get all wadded up. And we shouldn't really need to have it too tight technically, just enough to seal that washer. Oh, there we go. Oh. Probably not much beyond finger tight, I wouldn't think. But we have pliers and we're going to use them, so let's do it. Okay. Tighten off. I mean, it should seal. And now we can have our little hose on it. It's still going to rotate in there because we don't cram it right down. But let's put some water in this little guy and see if that holds. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, well, not great. You want to see what it looks like on the inside? Oh, fancy. Enhance. Enhance. There she is. That's on the inside. That's just some old washer fluid in there. That's what this is, an old washer fluid jug. From Napa, not a sponsor. But let's get her outside. She's filling up. Hey, it's that guy. And it's not leaking out the bottom yet. But I don't think we're at that level. I'm gonna give her a few minutes. That should be enough. Let's go see. Oh, yeah, it's probably around here. Any wet spots? Negative. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, wow, I feel like such a homesteader. Collect some gutter water. Not really, we're gonna fill it up with water from the hose, but we needed a portable water source for a couple little projects, and this will work just dandy. So I'll let all the water I just paid for drizzle down the sidewalk, and yeah, that's it, I guess, folks. I imagine like the crappy rubber will probably start to deteriorate over time, but yeah, overall it seems pretty piss poor. See if it says. It doesn't say on here. Just tells me when I ordered it, description of it, doesn't say who sold it. I don't know, a bunch of hieroglyphics on here, but yeah, 15 bucks. Cheap. And it was cheap. It's made cheap, but it's kind of cheap, crappy material. It doesn't really fit, but it functions, and that's all we need. We just need it to work for a little while. How long will the rubber and stuff last, or the ball valve? I don't know. As long as it does what we need to do. Now, the bung that goes in the top of these drums this is the fine thread bung. There's usually a fine thread and a coarse thread one. You can see that they have threads in the middle. Now you can just opt to drill that out, go to the hardware store, get a bung that screws in there, or a faucet, or pipe. I don't know if that's pipe thread or what it is, but you can go this route too, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I've seen drum kits where you can replace the bung and have a faucet there essentially. When you do that, your drum has to be laying down, so maybe that fits your build or whatever it is that you're looking for your drum faucet combination. For me, to transport the drums, I'm more comfortable with them standing upright. It's easier to control them in the back of the truck. I can just ratchet strap them to the back of the bed, and I don't have to worry about them rolling around or trying to situate them like that. I'll put a link to this one. Use this one, find a different one. They're probably all the same Chinese crap. So anyhow, thanks for watching, guys.